They called me Zola's ATM in a secret family group chat, so I gave them a shutdown they'll never forget. Please, stick with me while I share my story, and if it touches you, don't forget to support our channel by hitting that subscribe button, dropping a like, and sharing it with the people you care about. My name is Zola. I'm 33, a tech project manager based in Atlanta. I've worked hard my whole life, sometimes twice as hard, because that's what it means to be the first successful one in an African family. You're not just you anymore. You're the breadwinner, the fixer, the silent sponsor. For years, I supported my Ghanaian Nigerian family, paid for my brother Kwame's legal mess after his second DUI, cleared my cousin Tariro's student loan so she wouldn't get kicked out of school, bought Uncle Babatunde a used car when his old one broke down on the way to church. Nobody ever said thank you, not really. Instead, they'd say things like, "You're blessed, so we can be blessed too," or "God gave you more because you're meant to give back." And I believed them. I thought it was love. I thought this was what good daughters did. Then one random Sunday, everything flipped. Amma, my younger sister, asked me to help her update her phone. She's careless with passwords and always forgetting stuff. I took the phone, opened WhatsApp, and that's when I saw it. A group chat I wasn't in. The name stopped me cold. Zola's ATM. At first I laughed, thinking it was some kind of bad joke, but curiosity got the better of me. I opened it. What I saw, memes of money machines. Auntie Essie, my own mother, typing, "Hope Zola's in a good mood this week. I need to fix my fridge." Kwame writing, "Time to get my withdrawal slip ready." The others piling on with emojis and gifs like it was comedy night at my expense. In that moment, I felt something snap. Not rage, not sadness, clarity. I calmly saved every single message, screenshot by screenshot. Then I looked at the screen, smiled to myself, and whispered, "Time to shut this bank down." After I saw that group chat, I couldn't sleep that night. I kept hearing their laughter in my head. My own mother calling me an ATM. My siblings and cousins using me like a joke. And the worst part, this wasn't something new. I just hadn't seen it clearly before. Looking back, I had been the one always helping everyone. When Kwame got arrested for drunk driving, his second time, I paid for his lawyer. He said, "I'll pay you back when I get a job." But of course, he never did. When cousin Tariro almost got kicked out of school because of unpaid tuition, I covered her student debt. She didn't even say thank you, just texted, "You're a lifesaver," and disappeared until the next emergency. Uncle Babatunde couldn't get to church because his car was always breaking down. I bought him a used car, cash. He never offered to repay a cent. At first, I didn't mind. I told myself this was love, this was family. I was doing the right thing, helping the people who raised me. That's what we're taught, right? When one person in the family makes it, they're supposed to pull everyone else up. So I gave. I gave until I was tired, but they never asked how I was doing. Never once. No one ever called just to say, "Zola, how's your day going?" Or, "Do you need anything?" I started noticing that every call, every message came with a request. "Can you help me with rent? Can you send airtime? Do you have anything for me this week?" Not once did anyone ask if I was okay. That night, sitting on my couch in the dark, I realized something painful. I wasn't their family. I was their lifeline, their emergency fund, their walking, talking ATM, and I had allowed it. I stared at my phone. My heart was racing, but my hands were steady. I opened all my money apps, Cash App, PayPal, World Remit, all of them, and logged out. Then I deleted them, one by one. I went to the shared Netflix account that we all used and changed the password. Logged everyone out. Same with the Wi-Fi, the Disney Plus account, everything. No announcement, no warning, just silence. I sat back and let the quiet surround me. For the first time in years, I didn't feel guilty. I felt free. They would notice soon. They'd text, they'd call, they'd beg, but I had made up my mind. I was done being used. The messages started coming in just like I knew they would. "Hey, can you send me some airtime? I need money for an Uber, it's urgent. Zola, my Wi-Fi is off again, please help." But this time, I didn't reply right away. I just stared at the messages and took a deep breath. Then, for the first time ever, I said no. At first, I started small. I told Amma, "Sorry, I can't send data today." She sent back a bunch of question marks. Then wrote, "You're acting brand new." A few days later, Kwame asked for money to fix his laptop. I replied, "I can't help this time." He didn't say thanks or okay. He just left me on red. The real test came when Uncle Babatunde called. He said the church was doing a fundraiser and asked if I could do my usual. I told him, things are tight right now. There was silence on the line. Then he just said, "Oh, okay," and hung up. Amma was the first to call me out. "You've changed," she said. "Ever since you started hanging with those bougie friends of yours, you think you're better than us." I didn't argue. I just listened. Then I said, "Maybe I have changed." Kwame sent a voice note. He sounded angry. "We knew this would happen. You get a little money and suddenly you're too good for your own family. You forgot who helped raise you." That's when I decided to lie. I told them I had lost my job. I said the company downsized and I was let go. I thought maybe, just maybe, someone would ask if I was okay, but they didn't. Amma said, "Oh wow. Anyway, do you think you'll still be able to help with juniors' school fees this month?" Kwame said, "Damn, that's tough. So no help at all this month." Not one person asked how I was feeling. Not one person said, "Do you need anything?" Their panic wasn't about me. It was about the money. That was when I knew. They didn't miss me. They missed the withdrawals. After I told them I lost my job, I stopped answering calls. I didn't reply to texts. I wanted to see who would really care. Not about the money, but about me. I turned off my phone for a whole day, then 2, then 3. No one came to check on me. No one knocked on my door. No one asked where I was. I went completely silent for a week, just me in my apartment. No noise, no distractions. I didn't post anything online. I didn't show up for our usual family Zoom prayer call. I just disappeared. At first, I thought they might be worried. I thought someone might stop by, or maybe send a message just asking, "Are you okay?" But nothing happened. After 5 days, I turned my phone back on. I had a few missed calls, 2 from Amma, 1 from Kwame, but no voicemails. No "Zola, we're worried." No "we miss you." Then a message popped up. It was from cousin Terero. She said, "Hey, sorry to hear about everything. If things improve soon, do you think you could still cover my rent this month?" That was it. Not a single word about how I was doing. No, "How are you holding up?" No, "Do you need anything?" Just another request. Another handout, waiting to take. I stared at that message for a long time. Then I cried. Not loud, not messy, just quiet tears. Tears that came from deep inside, because I finally understood the truth. They didn't see me as a person. They saw me as a wallet, a tool, something to be used when needed and ignored when not. That was the last time I cried over them. I got up, grabbed a small notebook from the drawer, and opened to the first page. At the top, I wrote in big, clear letters, "Withdrawals closed, payback list open." Then I started writing names. Kwame, Amma, Tariro, Uncle Babatunde, Auntie Essie. I didn't write down what they took from me. I remembered it all, every dollar, every time they made me feel guilty, every moment they made me believe I wasn't doing enough. I remembered it all, and I didn't feel sad anymore. I felt strong. For the first time in my life, I was choosing myself. No more explanations, no more excuses, just silence. Let's see who still shows up now. I stopped answering messages. I stopped replying to anyone who asked for money. I didn't explain. I didn't argue. I just went quiet. One by one, I blocked the people who kept begging. First it was Kwame. He messaged 3 times in one day, asking for help with his rent. I didn't respond. He followed up with a voice note saying, "So you're really doing this?" I blocked him. Then came Amma. She said, "I know you're upset, but can we talk? Junior needs new shoes." I didn't reply. The next day, she sent a long message trying to make me feel bad, saying things like, "You wouldn't even be where you are without us." Blocked. Tariro tried again, asking for help with her car payment. I didn't say a word, just blocked her too. I cut them off, one by one. No more replies, no more money, no more access to me. It felt quiet at first, but not peaceful. I was still waiting to see what they'd do next. That's when the real drama started. I still had access to the group chat, even though I wasn't replying. One day, I opened it out of curiosity. What I saw made me shake my head. Kwame was angry. He wrote, "This is your fault, Amma. You pushed her too far with your big mouth." Amma snapped back, "Don't blame me. You're the one who kept asking her for every little thing." Then Auntie Essie jumped in saying, "Enough. We need to figure out how to bring Zola back. This family is falling apart. They didn't miss me. They missed my money. Their new plan? Guilt." Amma posted an old photo of all of us together at my graduation party. I was smiling, arms around all of them. She captioned it, "Family always finds a way." I saw the post and just stared at it for a moment. Then I took a screenshot and laughed. because I remembered what happened right after that picture was taken. Amma had asked me to help pay for her new phone. Kwame had joked that I was too rich to say no, and I had pulled out my card, again, like a fool. Now they wanted to use that photo to bring me back, to make me feel guilty. It didn't work. They had already shown me who they really were, and I was done pretending I didn't see it. With my phone quiet and my heart lighter, I started focusing on myself. For the first time in years, I wasn't worrying about anyone else's bills, school fees, or rent, just me. At first, it felt strange. I wasn't used to spending money on myself without guilt. I wasn't used to peace. But little by little, I began to feel alive again. I signed up for therapy. Talking to someone helped me understand why I kept giving so much. I had been trying to buy love, trying to earn my place in a family that never really saw me. My therapist said something that stayed with me. You're not selfish for choosing yourself. I started saving properly, not just for emergencies, but for my dreams. I took online classes about investing and business. I even joined a group for Black women in tech. That's where the idea came. What if I helped other women like me? Women who were always expected to give, give, give. So I started a small online business. I called it Tech Sisters Rise. I mentored young Black women trying to break into tech. I taught them how to build resumes, how to interview, how to stand up for themselves at work. It felt good, really good, to give from a place of love, not guilt. I kept my wins quiet. No family updates, no flashy photos, just me, building a new life in silence. I saved up and bought a small condo in Atlanta. It wasn't huge, but it was mine. Every time I opened the door, I smiled. No one else had a key. No one could take it away. I also made new friends. Real friends. People who gave as much as they received. We didn't talk only when something went wrong. We supported each other. We celebrated birthdays. We cried together during hard times. It was the kind of love I had never experienced before. One evening, I stood in my bathroom, looking at myself in the mirror. My hair was wrapped, my skin glowing, my eyes clear. I looked calm. I looked strong. I leaned in close, touched the mirror gently, and whispered, "You don't owe them a damn thing." And I meant it. For the first time ever, I believed it. I had finally learned how to pour into myself, and this time I wasn't going to run dry. One morning, I woke up to a long voice note from Kwame. His voice was shaky. He said his girlfriend had kicked him out. He had nowhere to go and no money. He said, "I'm your brother, Zoe. I got nobody else. Please." I sat on my couch, holding my phone, listening to his words. For a second, I felt a small tug in my chest, but then I remembered that group chat. I remembered the jokes, the memes, the things they said behind my back. I remembered how he had laughed, so I replied with just one sentence. "You had me, but you chose the group chat." Then I blocked his number. Not long after, I heard that Uncle Babatunde was evicted. He had stopped paying rent, thinking I would eventually step in like I always did, but I didn't. Now he was living with a friend, sleeping on a couch, calling everyone in the family for help. Amma's son, Junior, had to leave school. The fees hadn't been paid in months. She tried to hide it, but the news got out. She sent me a message. Just a simple, "Please, Zola," for Junior. I didn't even open it. I deleted it. Then came the one I was waiting for. My mother. She called me one evening. I let it ring. Then she texted, "Please answer. I want to talk." So I did. Her voice was soft, almost careful. "Zola," she said, "you know I didn't mean those jokes. We were just playing. Don't let small things break our family." I stayed quiet for a moment. Then I asked her, "Do you remember what you said in that group chat?" She paused. "Zola, we all say things sometimes, but you know I love you." I replied. "You laughed the loudest." She didn't say anything for a while, just silence. Then she said, "So that's it? You're really going to leave us like this?" I said, "I didn't leave. You all pushed me away." That night, I sat by my window, watching the city lights. My phone stayed quiet. No more calls. No more fake apologies. They were all facing the consequences of their choices, and I wasn't going to save them this time. They had turned their backs on me when I needed love. Now they were learning what it felt like to be left in the dark. I waited for the right time. Then one evening, I sat down and opened the folder on my phone where I had saved the screenshots. The ones from the group chat, the jokes, the memes, the words they used to mock me. I picked the worst ones, the ones that cut the deepest, and sent them to Grandma Yetunde. She's the oldest in our family. Everyone respects her. Her voice still matters, even to the ones who think they're grown. I didn't write anything with the screenshots, just sent them quietly and waited. The next day, Grandma called me. Her voice was shaking with anger. "Zola," she said, "I am so sorry. I had no idea they were treating you like this. I will handle it." That Sunday, during our weekly family Zoom prayer call, Grandma spoke. Everyone was on the call. Ama, Kwame, Babatunde, even cousins who lived overseas. The call was supposed to be for prayer and family bonding, but not that day. Grandma didn't waste time. She started talking with fire in her voice. "How dare you mock the only one who has helped all of you? You should be ashamed. You used her, and then laughed about it. Is that what we do now as a family?" Nobody said a word. Faces on the screen looked frozen. Some tried to look down. Others faked confusion. Then they started to talk, one by one, trying to fix it. Amma said, "It wasn't that serious. We were just joking. You know how we play around." Kwame added, "It was just banter. We didn't mean anything by it." Babatunde said, "Sometimes we all need to let off steam. It was just venting." But Grandma wasn't having it. You don't vent by tearing someone down, especially someone who has been feeding all of you for years. Don't you dare make excuses. I didn't say anything. I just watched them try to explain, try to twist the truth, try to clean up the mess they made. For once, I wasn't the one talking or defending or helping. I clicked the mute button on the chat. I watched their mouths move, their faces full of fake guilt and nervous smiles, but I didn't hear a word. Then I clicked, leave meeting. I got up from my chair, stretched my arms and walked to my kitchen. I poured myself a cup of tea and sat down by the window. I felt calm. They had finally been exposed, and I didn't have to lift a finger. A whole year passed. My life was quiet, peaceful. I had built something new for myself, new friends, new home, new purpose. I had no drama, no begging messages, no guilt in my heart. I thought they had finally let me go, but I was wrong. One morning, I saw a missed call from a number I didn't save, then another, then a message. "Zo, it's me. Kwame, can we talk please?" I didn't respond. Later that day, a text from Amma popped up on my screen. "We've changed, Zola. Please, it's been a year. Can't we talk? We're still family." I stared at the message for a while. Then I swiped it away. The next day, I opened my email and saw one from Uncle Babatunde. The subject line read, "From your uncle who still loves you." I didn't even open it. I just deleted it. They were all trying again, hoping maybe I'd softened. Maybe the silence had made me forget what they did. But I hadn't forgotten. I had simply healed. A few days later, Kwame called again. This time, he left a voicemail. "Zo, I know we messed up, but people change. Don't punish us forever. We're your blood." Amma tried again too. "Zola, we've all grown. Let's fix this. Let's be a family again." I sat with those words for a moment, not because I was thinking of going back, but because I wanted to be clear with myself. This wasn't about revenge anymore. It was about peace. My peace. So I replied once. Just once. "You burned the bridge and now you want shelter from the fire." Then I blocked Kwame's number. I blocked Amma too. I went into my email and blocked Uncle Babatunde's address. One by one, I closed every door they were trying to push open. Not out of anger, but out of love for myself. I had given too much for too long. They had laughed behind my back, used me, and only came running when their lives got hard again. That's not love. That's convenience. I wasn't their safety net anymore. I was done. I sat back, took a deep breath, and smiled. Some people only remember your value when they're desperate, but I remembered my worth without needing their approval, and that made all the difference. The evening was calm. The table was set with care. Soft lights, warm food, music playing low in the background. I looked around my new home and felt something I hadn't felt in years. Peace. My guests arrived slowly. First was Nia, one of the women I mentored. She brought flowers and hugged me tight. "Thank you for everything," she whispered. Then came Tayo, my friend from the online business group, and her husband. They brought dessert and laughter. My partner Malik had been in the kitchen helping me prepare the food all afternoon. He smiled at me from across the room, just watching me soak it all in. We all sat down to eat. Nobody asked me for money. Nobody hinted about favors or small support. They just ate, laughed, shared stories, and checked in on how I was doing. It felt new, but it also felt right, like this is how life is supposed to be. As we were finishing dinner, I stood up and walked to the kitchen. I came back holding a bottle of wine. On it, I had taped a label I made myself. Everyone leaned in to read it. It said, "Zola's Bank, permanently closed." Everyone burst out laughing. Nia clapped and said, "Finally." Tayo said, "I love this so much." And Malik just looked at me with pride in his eyes. I raised the bottle and said, "To real love, to people who don't take without giving, and to the peace that comes when you stop letting people drain you." We toasted and poured glasses. The night carried on with games, small talk, and music. I didn't think about my old family, not even once. I didn't wonder what they were doing or if they missed me. That chapter was over, and I didn't want it back. Later, when everyone had gone home and the house was quiet again, I stood in front of my mirror. I looked at myself, really looked. No tears, no guilt, just strength. I smiled and whispered, "Turns out peace isn't free, but it's worth every penny I stopped giving away." And for the first time in my life, I truly felt free.